चरण सरोज रज, निज बन मुकर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुबर बिमल जसु, जो दायकु फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम भजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सब भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जब कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कबि कोबिद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपत दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका बलि मुख माहि, जल्दी लागी गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सवारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरा आवे, अंतकाल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जद हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्त धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि, संकट कटे बेटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो सत बार पाठ करे कोई, छूट ही बद्धि महा सुख होई, जो ये पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्ध साखी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूरति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसो सुरभूप, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री हनुमान, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय श्री राम। We are currently at a point where Sri Hanuman is entering Lanka. So far, he was looking at Lanka from a distance, right? He stood at the top of a big mountain and he decided to just look and admire Lanka. There is nothing wrong in admiring a thing of beauty, and Lanka was. The cold fortress, jaded with precious stones, the kind of people and the houses within, the valor and the beautiful splendor that Lanka presented was worth appreciation. Well, a thing of beauty is joy forever, and it was Lanka. And Hanumanji stood at a distance, admiring every bit and every corner of Lanka. Why not? When something deserves appreciation, we should give it. Over here, Hanumanji has no personal enmity with Lankapati or enmity in Lanka. He has come as a messenger. He is looking for Ma Sita. He is going to request Ravan, as we see later, to release Ma Sita. Over here, there is no hatred in his heart. And when there is no malice in one's heart, you can appreciate everything, isn't it? When there is no jealousy, you can really applaud other people's success. And when there is no jealousy, you can also applaud other people's possessions without feeling the deprivation of the same. And Hanumanji is standing aram se, and he is appreciating. And then in the process, while he is entering Lanka, he thought that he'll enter at night. Slowly and quietly, why gather so much of attention, Lankini got to know that he was going in. And then the dialogue with Lankini followed, where Lankini said that, yes, Brahmaji had told me the day a kapi gives you a mushti prahar, that is, he boxes you and your senses are knocked out of place. Remember, that is the time where the end of this divine kingdom is nearing. And he takes a lot of blessings from Lankini also. Lankini says very clearly that keep Sri Ram in your heart and go in and finish and complete Sri Ram's work with Sri Ram's strength. Over here, she clearly mentioned this to Hanumanji. He says, प्रबसी डगर की जे सब काजा, हृदय राखी कौशलपुर राजा. Lankini is telling Hanumanji, look at her gyan, look at her knowledge. And what is she guarding? She is guarding the Swarna Lanka. But over here, Lankini is not inside Lanka. She is standing outside Lanka. Hence, although she is guarding all the possessions of Ravan, she is not one with it. Hence, she can give such divine wisdom, saying, Prabhasi Nagar ki jai sab kaja, hriday rakhi Kaushalpur Raja. Listen, O Hanuman, dear son, enter this Nagar, enter this city, and complete Sri Ram's work. I'm sure you'll be successful, but always keep Sri Ram in your heart. Always keep Sri Ram in the center of all that you are doing. Surrender to the Lord and then act in this material world. This is divine wisdom. She is telling Hanumanji the secret of operating in the material world. Material world is Maya. Maya is where we are incurring karmas, where we are interacting with people, where we are accumulating. We have a house, we have jobs, we have wants, we have desires, we have social obligations. There is so much in front of us. And then we say, bhai, kaha time hai Ram Ram japne ka? That is what happens to us, right? समय ही नहीं है. बड़ों को तो छोड़ो, बच्चों को भी समय नहीं है. स्कूल जाते बच्चों के पास में 1 घंटे का समय नहीं है हरि नाम लेने का. So what do we do? If this is the situation, what she is saying is the solution. If you do not have the time to sit for an hour or two every day or once a week to take the Hari Naam, what should you do? You should make sure that Ramji is the center of all your activities in the world. So you do not have to take out separate time to sit down, close your eyes and chant Nahi. While you're cooking, remember you're cooking for Sri Ram. While you're studying, remember you're studying for Sri Ram to make this world a better place. While you are talking, remember that you are talking to Sri Ram or to a pure soul, or you should talk about Sri Ram. When you are buying or when you are indulging your senses, remember that you are but acting for Sri Ram, and then purify your actions. Start evaluating what would Sri Ram do when he would be placed in a certain situation. तो हृदय में श्री राम को रख के सारा जगत का काम करिए. Instead of that ego, me, replace it with Sri Ram. And then you do not need a set aside time to chant. You do not need a set aside time to pray, because every act of yours can become a prayer. Every act of yours becomes powerful. The sages and the saints have done this time and again. Their existence was powerful because they had Sri Hari in their heart while they were acting. And if that is the case, the material world would never be able to take over. When you have Sri Ram or spirituality at the base of all your actions, and this is exactly what Ma Lankini is telling Hanuman, because you are going to enter Maya Nagari. And Maya Nagari mein ghuste hi, if you forget Sri Ram, Hanuman, tum gum ho jaoge. Sita to milegi nahi. What is Sita? What is the entire quest for? What is the entire quest of our existence for? हम क्या चाहते हैं? खुशी? We want joy? We want contentment? Isn't it? यही तो चाहिए. I want peace. I want happiness. एक सुकून की तलाश है मुझे बस. So every action of ours is actually directed to sukoon, to contentment, to happiness. You know why? Because that is our real state. We are Satchit Anand Swaroop. We are Anand, bliss. And when we are not in the state of bliss, every action of ours wants to get back to that state. And over here also, Hanumanji is going in the search of contentment. That is Ma Sita. भक्ति से सुकून की प्राप्ति होती है. पर यहाँ पे लंकिनी इज वार्निंग हनुमान जी, कहीं गुम मत हो जाना माया नगरी में. So that you don't get lost, keep Sri Hari in the center of your heart. And doing pranam to Ma Lankini, Hanumanji took a very small form. इतनी बड़ी माया, इतना बड़ा material world, and Hanumanji took a minute little small form. He had a lot of siddhis. Yes, he is the data of siddhis. He himself had all the 18 siddhis. He at will could do anything he wanted, yet not an iota of ego. He, if he chose to, could enter anybody's body. He had the capacity to never feel hungry or thirsty. We have to hold on to this. Hanumanji per se never felt hungry or thirsty because he had that in his control. Again, we see he has been increasing and decreasing the size of his body, right? He could become small, he could become big, he could fly with the speed of light. He could become lighter than air and hence move extremely fast. He could generate gold, he could generate wealth at his will. He could transform one thing into another. He could transfer probably wool into gold. He had that power. He could actually make anything he wanted appear as and when he wanted, with a blink of an eye. That was the siddhi he had. He could become whatever he wanted. We have been seeing, right? Sometimes he takes the form of a Vipra. That is his favorite form. Vipra means a sadhu, a sannyasi, a sage with ochre robes. So he could change his form into anything he wanted. Not only this, he could control nature. He could control the rains and the storms. We'll see later as we move into Sunderkand. He could control the wind, the heat of the fire also. He was not an ordinary vanar. Not only this, he had the ability to control the mind of the others. He could influence somebody else's thought. And he could do anything, anytime, as per his will. Not only this, these are just a few of his siddhis. So basically, there was nothing that he himself could not do. If needed, when he asked Jambat, you tell me what has to be done. When he was roaring, दहाड़ रहे थे, क्या करना है? I can go and kill Ravan. I can lift the entire Lanka and bring it back. Or you want me to toss it around like a ball and bring Ma Sita back? Tell me, Jambat, what do you want me to do? Jambat said, ठहर जाओ, calm down. That is not for you to do. That is Sri Ram's job. What you have to do is go find Ma Sita and just come back. That is all. In spite of having all these powers, in spite of having the ability, in spite of being able to do whatever he wanted, he took the guidance of his guru and did only as much as was needed. He had no intentions of showing the world his power, because in his heart, all that he possessed was the power of Sri Ram only. And over here, in the second verse, Shivji is telling Bhavani this only. See, Ramayana is a dialogue between Shivji and Ma Parvati. Ma Parvati is questioning and Shivji is answering. Ma Parvati wants to listen to the Ram Katha. So every time she gets overawed by Hanumanji, Shivji says, listen, Parvati, this is not Hanumanji's Shakti. It is the Shakti of Sri Hari, which is acting through Hanumanji. Don't you get overawed by Hanuman. Hanumanji knew. Hanumanji did not have any misconception or any wrong notion that it was his strength. He knew he was operating with the strength of Sri Ram. But the people around could have a misconception, right? Dekhiye, many a times when we get overawed by gurus, we tend to forget Bhagwan. Over here, Shivji is saying, उस गुरु में, हनुमान में कोई वंदनीय बात नहीं है. There is nothing to applaud him because whatever he is doing is because of the power of the Lord. Just like the moon does not reflect its own light, it is the light of the sun that the moon reflects. In the same way, Hanuman, you, me, anybody is just reflecting the Lord's light. हम है कौन? कुछ भी नहीं है. ये एहसास हनुमान जी को है, पर हमें है क्या? So over here, Shivji tells Bhavani, गरल सुधारि पुकरहि मिटाई, गोपद सिंधु अलन सितलाई, गरुड़ सुमेरु रेणु सबताहि, राम कृपा करि चितवा नाहि. He's clearly telling Ma Bhavani, don't get overawed. This is very, very little. By the power of Sri Hari, okay, poison can be transferred into nectar. Foes that are your enemies can turn into friends. The ocean can contract itself to the size of the footprint of a cow, and the fire can become cool, and Mount Meru, oh dear, can appear like a grain of sand to him on whom Sri Ram has cast his grace. So two conversations are going on. One is the conversation between Shivji and Ma Parvati. The other conversation is between Kag Bhasundi and Garud. Because Garud, why is Kag Bhasundi and Garud conversation happening over here? Because Garud had a certain doubt. During the Yudh, when because of the Nagfash, Ramji and who? Lakshmanji were lying unconscious, Garud was summoned. So when Garud was summoned, he was summoned to remove the Nag and take away the poison. So when he saw Sri Ram in this state of unconsciousness, he had a doubt. He said, is this the same Sri Hari whose Vahan I have, who lives in Vaikuntham? And I have actually tied his shackles. I have untied him. And suddenly he realized, oh my God, this I is creeping in. This ego is creeping in. This doubt in Sri Hari is creeping in. Suddenly I feel as if I have saved the Lord, when that is not the case. So he hurriedly went to Shivji. He said, Shivji, liberate me. Ego is pulling me down. Dekho, Garud lives in Vaikunth. But when he got heavy because of the weight of ego, he could not go to Vaikuntham, right? He could not fly. He was heavy. Ego is the heaviest of all. So he went directly to Shiv. Who is Shiv? We are Shav, right? And when we realize our divine nature, we become Shiv. So he went to Shiv. He said, please help me. Ego is taking over. Doubt is taking over. Please liberate me. He said, I can't. See, you are a Pakshi. How can I explain it to you? As it is, I'm going out in a hurried manner. I have to reach somewhere. Plus, you will understand the language of a bird better. So I would suggest you go to Kag Bhasuddi. And Kag Bhasuddi is a crow. He will give you the gyan, the knowledge to liberate you or to empty you of your ego. Now just imagine Garud, the king of birds, had to go to a kawa to take knowledge. अगर शिवजी से ज्ञान मिलता ना तो ego नहीं जाती, because he used to consider Shivji older to him, superior to him, wiser and greater. So that is why he went to Shivji. But Shivji says, no, you have to go and get Gyan from Kagabasundi. You will understand his language because he is in the same state like you. You are a bird. He is a bird. So once you are sitting with somebody who is just like you, who is no different from you, plus you might consider him inferior because he is a kawa and you are a garud. Right? That is where the ego is going to go, right? कि एक कौवे को भी मुझसे, I, who is always there with Vishnu, Vishnu is always at my back, I am the carrier of Vishnu, I live in Vaikunt with Vishnu, has to take gyan from a kawa. तब तो ego जाएगी ना. We always want to go to somebody who we consider superior. What is superior and what is inferior? भाई ज्ञान तो जहां पे मिल रहा हो ना वहां बैठ जाना चाहिए. हनुमान जी से ही सीखे ना. सबको हाथ जोड़ते जोड़ते, सबसे आशीष लेते लेते, जहां हरि नाम वहां हरि भक्त मौजूद है. He does not see who is taking the Hari Naam. You should remember, never look at who is taking the Hari Naam. Just focus on the Hari Naam. Don't look at who is pointing towards Hari. Just look at where he is pointing. Over here, Lankini is giving Gyan to Sri Hanuman, who is the epitome of all powers, who is trusted by Sri Ram, who has the Budri of Sri Ram in his mouth, who is the one who is going to find Ma Sita. Yet, he humbly takes the Gyan from Ma Lankini. And hence, Kagbhazundi tells Garud, Shivji tells Parvati, all this that is conspiring right now, don't get overawed by him. It is all Hari's doing. Keeping this thought in his mind, Sri Hanuman takes a very small form. Very small form. When we mingle in this world, right? In this material world, make your ego very small. Yes, that is the only way Maya would be able to touch you. जब बड़ी बड़ी ईगो होती है ना, तो छोटी छोटी बातें भी बहुत ठेस पहुंचाती है. He did not call me. He did not take my opinion. He does not give me any importance. What does he think of himself? He has more than me. I wish I had more than him because I deserve more. I, me, mine. Ego. Keep this ego very small. It is difficult to eliminate it, right? वो तो हरि कृपा से ही होने वाला है. ईगो तो इनकी कृपा से ही जाएगी, right? बिनु हरि कृपा कुछ नहीं होता. But we can try to keep it at a minimal, right? So over here, अति लघु रूप धरयु हनुमाना, पैठा नगर सुमिर भगवाना, मंदिर प्रति करि शोधा, देखे जहाँ जहाँ अगणित जोधा, गयउ दसानन मंदिर माही, अति विचित्र कही जातु सुनाई, शयन किए देखा कपितेहि, मंदिर बहु न दीखि बेदेहि. भवन एक पुनि दीख सुहावा, हरि मंदिर तह भिन्न बनावा. Very small form because he is not looking at satisfying his ego. He is looking for Ma. Ma is Sakshat contentment. How will you get contentment? When your ego is minuscule. The bigger the ego, the lower the level of contentment. And now over here, Hanumanji is looking around. And look at the beauty. Again and again he says, oh my God, so many yodhas. Wow, Shurveer, very good. Look at Lanka. And he looks at one castle after another, one Haveli after another, one bungalow after another. Wow, amazing, huge houses. They all look like palaces. And he goes from one palace to another palace to another palace looking for Ma Sita. Right? One palace to another palace to another palace. Now, there are two ways to look at this. It is much debated over here why the word mandir has been used. देखिए, this शरीर जो है ना, this body of ours is also a mandir. Yes, it is a mandir where Sri Hari and Ma Sita, Ram and Sita live. It is a structure. It is a mandir. Our houses are also supposed to be mandirs only, where Thakurji lives. See, when you enter a house, you will know who the boss of the house is. Very, very evidently. You will know. The minute you enter the house, you will know whether the house is ruled by the husband or the wife or the mother-in-law or the children or God. There is a different aura in a house where the head of the house is God. There is a different fragrance to the people who live in the house where Sri Thakur is the head. And they are just mere servants of this Thakur. And when Sri Hari is the head of the house, and the people who live in the house consider themselves to be mere servants to this Lord, how would their attitude be? How would their mannerism be? Humble, right? See, in a servant, there is no ego, right? कि ये मेरा घर है और इतना बड़ा घर है. नौकर तो नौकर ही होता है, घर बड़ा हो या छोटा हो, है ना? So the servant, nowadays even the servants get arrogant. Ki this is my Saintji's house. That is a different arrogance, right? But mostly a servant knows that this is not my house. I am a caretaker of my Lord's house. So where is the question of any arrogance or ego? So this body is also a mandir because Sri Hari lives in it. And this house is also a mandir because Sri Hari lives in it. So for Sri Hanuman, he is looking for Ma Sita. So any place where Ma Sita is going to be a mandir, right? So now he's looking at each and every individual. Not only that, he's looking at each and every house. He's jumping from one to another, looking for Ma. But in none of the houses did he find Ma Sita. Finally, he reached the house or the palace of Ravan. Again, the glory of the palace was beyond description. And our Hanumanji loves good things. So he stood for a minute and he admired the beauty of the palace. What's so wrong in it? Just because Ravan has abducted Sita Ma, it does not mean that something good in him cannot be applauded. गलती भी so हो सकती है ना किसी से. So over here, right now, Hanumanji is still giving Ravan a benefit of doubt. He's not judging him. We don't give anybody a benefit of doubt. And it takes a second to judge. Q. Who are we to judge somebody? Who are we to condemn anybody? Until we walk their shoes, we have no rights to say anything about anybody. So over here he applauds the beauty of Ravan's castle and he says, beautiful. And then he looks at Ravan sleeping. But even in this palace, even in this Deha or the palace, he did not see Sita there. What is it trying to tell us? These are very deep scriptures. Ramayana, Sunderkand, they are as good as reading Vedas. We should never undermine them. He is saying, although there was so much of opulence, there was so much of possession, there was so much of everything that one could dream of was there. Ravan was rich, Lanka was rich, each and every house was rich, even each and every individual was healthy. Yet, what was missing? Contentment was missing. See, a person who has is not rich, and a person who does not have whatever the material world demands is not poor. Even the person who does not have, if he has contentment in his heart, if he has sukoon in his heart, he is the richest person in the world. And if the richest person in the world has immense craving for more and is filled with trishna and desires, he is the poorest person in the world because his thirst never ends. There's a beautiful saying, na? My grandfather always used to say, देख पराई चौपड़ी क्यों ललचाए जी, रूखी सूखी खाए के ठंडा पानी पी. Why do you burn your heart looking at other people's money and joy and palaces and possessions? अरे भाई, be contented with what you have. रूखी सूखी रोटी भी खा के खुश रहो ठंडा पानी पी के. दूसरे की चुपड़ी हुई रोटी देख के मत ललचाओ जी. देख पराई चौपड़ी क्यों ललचाए जी, रूखी सूखी खाए के ठंडा पानी पी. शांत रहो, कंटेंटेड रहो. साथ तो वो भी कुछ नहीं ले जाएगा और साथ तो आप भी कुछ नहीं ले जाने वाले. What will go with you is what you give, not what you accumulate and take. What will go with you is what you give, not what you take. संतोष की तलाश है सबको, सुकून की तलाश है. We are looking at sukoon, we are looking for santosh and contentment in people, in things, in possessions. नहीं मिलेगा. हनुमान जी को भी नहीं मिला. बोला इन किसी में भी सीता नहीं है, मेरी माँ तो किसी में भी नहीं है. अब मैं कहाँ जाऊं, कहाँ ढूंढूं? Where is माँ सीता? मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा? हनुमान जी हताश होने लगे थे. He was getting a bit disappointed, dejected, when suddenly what did he see? भवन एक पुनि दीख सुहावा, हरि मंदिर तह भिन्न बनावा. अभी तक तो बड़े 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 पैलेसेस, बड़े 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 मंदिरों में घूम रहे थे. And suddenly he saw a bhavan. Now here the word bhavan. See, just like there is a difference between a house and a home, there is a difference over here. He saw a home. He saw a small little home. In the midst of all the opulences, there was something different that caught his eye. And there he saw that at a distance, along with this home was a small little mandir of Sri Hari made separately. This is something that we should always note, and many gurus talk about this at great length. We might be having the biggest of houses. How much space do we give the Lord? If He is the Thakur, He is the owner, isn't He supposed to have the biggest room in the house? But He will be lying somewhere in a cupboard or a platform or a corner. Why? जब घर इनका है तो सबसे बड़ा कमरा भी इन्हीं का होना चाहिए ना. देखिए, we are humans, right? We tend to judge and make decision based on what we see tangibly. The first step that one should do is give a bigger place to the Lord. It is not right to keep him in your bedrooms or your cupboards or a kitchen where he burns. No. Give him a room. Let him be like the Thakur. Achhe se. He is the owner of the house. And when you are the servants, you cannot have a bigger room than his. Yes, you'll say, how does it matter? No, it does matter, because we tend to visualize things and then act upon it. We tend to see things and say, okay, so if this is the biggest room, yes, Thakur is the owner of the house. It will be a reaffirmation every time. This is something we should all implement. The Thakurwadi or the mandir in the house should be the biggest. Should be in a prominent location. He is the owner. He is the Malik. There is no second thought to it. Karke dekhiye ye sab. We tend to behave in that manner. What we see, we tend to become. Make him visible so that we can see him from every corner. Don't hide him away. So over here, Vibhishan's छोटे से भवन में प्यारा सा बड़ा मंदिर अलग से बना हुआ है, जो दिख रहा है कि हाँ, इस घर में ये मंदिर is prominent, Thakur is prominent, Ram is prominent, and there are chins of Ram very clearly evident. There is nothing hidden. Evidently, the chin of Sri Ram is showing over there. रामायुध अंकित ग्रह शोभा भरनी न जाय, नव तुलसी का वृंदतः देखी हर्ष कपिराई. आहा. एंड अब हनुमान जी के मुख पे हंसी खुशी छा गई. अरे, ये लंका नगरी में मुझे कोई प्रभु भक्त मिल गया है. आई हैव फाउंड अ प्रभु भक्त ओवर हियर इन दिस nagari of demons, in the city of demons. And look at it, there are chins, there is tulsi. Yes, tulsi has to be there in every house. Tulsi hai, Hari Ram ka chin hai, Om ka chin hai, the side of Om and the side of apna swastik, everything is there. Oh, he's like so elated. He's like, oh my God, finally, I think I will be able to find Ma Sita here, or I will be able to find Ma Sita's location from here. Dekhiye, nothing in this world can give you contentment other than the company of a sant. सत का संग करिए, संत का संग करिए, then and only then contentment will be found. Otherwise, it is a never-ending race. दौड़ते रहिए. You'll accomplish this momentary joy, and again you'll want something else, and again you would want. It will never end. It is a never-ending run. It has been designed like this. This game has been designed in a manner that it never ends. And the contentment is never found. Stop playing this game. Yes, the minute we stop playing this game, the game stops having control over us. The game becomes helpless. The minute we stop indulging in Maya, Maya becomes helpless. And instead of indulging in Maya, go to a sant. Go sit in a satsang. Go to Haridwar. Sit at the feet of a knowledgeable guru. And Hanuman is overjoyed कि अब मुझे माँ सीता मिल जाएगी. And he starts thinking to himself, Lanka Nishchara Nagar Lanka Nishchara Nikara Nivasa Iha Kaha Sajjan Karavasa Manamohi Tarak Kareo Kapilaga Tehi Sabe Bibhishanu Jaga. Now, Hanumanji is thinking, is it true? Is it actually a sage? See, we have to think, right? It is essential. 1,001 sannyasis and sadhus, not 1,001, लाखों में आजकल दिखते हैं. Is he a true knower of the divine? Is he a self-realized soul? Is he the one? We have to think before we approach and take knowledge. अंधे को अंधा क्या रास्ता दिखाएगा? So over here, he is thinking, is it possible in this place, in this Kalyug, just imagine कि कोई संत मिल सकता है? The knower of the Lord, a true devotee. Is it possible to find a true devotee in Kalyug? And this tarak is going on in his mind. And when the tarak is going on, when he is thinking, when he is evaluating, when he is actually trying to feel, he does not believe his luck. He said, is it possible? In a place filled with demons, there is a sant, a knower of the divine, a lover of God, a devotee. And at that time, Vibhishan gets up. And the minute Vibhishan gets up, because he hears this murmuring and he hears a little bit sound around his bhavan, chota sa bhavan, he just gets up. And when he gets up, the first thing that comes out of his mouth is Ram, Ram, Ram. Ram, Ram, tehi sumiran keenha, hriday harsha kapi sajjan cheenha. Ehi sad हटी करयो पहिचानी साधु ते होए न कारज हानि. See, when you suddenly get up from your sleep, isn't it? You're at an unconscious state, right? Over that, only what is natural to you will come out of your mouth. So if you are in that constant practice of chanting Hari Naam all the time, that is when Sri Ram's Naam will come out of your mouth, right? If you are used to indulging in something else, as soon as you get up, you would not be able to take Sri Hari's Naam. It comes by practice. See, all these things come by practice. We feel ki just like Raja Parikshit, when my death is near, I will leave everything and I will take the Hari Naam and I'll be liberated. First thing, you would not know when your death is approaching, because you would not have the you would not have the purity to be able to identify when your death is approaching. Even if you identify by chance, Hari yaad nahi aayega. You will be thinking about my daughter, my responsibilities, my money, my this, my that. And at the time of death also, your mind will be engulfed in Maya. It is a lifelong practice. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, when we read, what is Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran? It is how to live so that I can die in a liberating fashion. To live so that I can die in a liberating fashion. कैसे जियूं ताकि मैं वैसे मर सकूं. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran teaches you to live in a manner so that when you die, you merge with the divine. You do not come back to the cycle of birth and death in the same way. All our scriptures are saying this only. So when Vibhishan got up, suddenly, and the first thing that came out of his mouth was Ram, 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 Ram. Notice yourself. What comes out of your mouth the minute you get up? What comes to your mind the minute you get up? See, we are our best teachers. We are our best critiques also. And we know the deepest of our secrets the best. So nobody else can evaluate us. We have to do it ourselves. In front of the world, we can put a face, but we all know how deep we are in the mud. Isn't it? So over here, the minute he got up, Vibhishan said, Ram, Ram, Ram. Oh, Hanumanji was so happy. He said, oh my God, this is a sant. If he has Ram in his mouth, I will not have any loss in talking to him. We cannot lose anything by interacting with a sage, trust me. A true sage will only give, he'll not take anything away from you. This world takes, but a sage gives. Because he does not want to take from you. He is being filled to the brim by the Lord. What will he take from you? And Hanumanji knows that the sage will let me know how to find contentment. Look at this. Hanumanji, the greatest devotee of the Lord, is overjoyed at looking at another devotee. Have you seen the sunflower? Yeah. During the day, when the sun is there, where does the sunflower look? At the sun, right? Yes. The sunflower looks at the sun. But when the sun is not there for any reason, what does the sunflower do? One sunflower looks at the other sunflower. And this is how they keep each other blossoming and fresh. Yeah. Over here, one saint, one devotee is going to look at the other devotee and they are going to energize. They are going to energize each other. That is why satsangs are important. When the devotees come together, Hari Naam gets magnified. सत्संग में जाइए, संतों का संग करिए, माया को छोड़िए. Be careful of the company you keep. This is what Hanumanji is saying. He was very cautious. He did not want to go to the wrong company. When Hanumanji is afraid of sitting in wrong company and getting lured from his path, who are me and you? No company is better than wrong company. No company is better than wrong company. And again, Hanumanji takes the form of a Vipra over here. He takes the form of a Vipra and he goes to Bibhishan. And when Bibhishan comes out, he does pranam to the Vipra because he is a sage. And then he asks, tell me Vipra, what is the story? Why have you come here? What are you looking for? Then he is asking, who are you? Now Hanumanji has not revealed his true form. So Vibhishan is asking, even Bhakti is testing, right? Hanumanji is Bhakti ka swaroop. He is testing the devotion of the devotee. देखिए, Bhakti जो है ना, वो last पे आती है. It is mentioned very beautifully. Probably we'll take that up next session. In Sunderkand, when Kag Bhasundi is talking to Garud, at that time, Ma Parvati is astonished. She says, how is it possible that Garud got deluded? Right? So at that time, Shivji lists down all the kind of people, all the kind of sages, tapasvis, siddhas, everybody, and he says, amongst all of this, a true devotee, a bhakt, is the rarest. You can be a sage, you can be a tapasvi, you can be a sadhu, you can be a jnani, you can be a yogi, but it is not necessary that you are a bhakt also. Bhakti to is very rare. I do not even want to put a number to it right now. We'll look at it next session. So over here, he's saying, who are you? Are you Narad? Are you the Sanat Kumar said one? Because the tej in Hanumanji's face is evident that he is a Hari Bhakt. And the ochre robes right now. So he's saying, are you? And he's saying that there is some kind, Vibhishan is saying there is some kind of a love. There is some kind of universal love. There is some kind of bliss that is flowing in me by just being in your company. Look at the aura of Hanumanji. Just being in his company. Hanumanji has not revealed himself. Hanumanji has just disguised and presented himself. Aura talks. Yes, aura talks. We feel that हमने तो कुछ बोला ही नहीं और वो नाराज हो गया. What was your aura saying? Huh? What was your vibration saying? Oh, I did not utter a word, but he hugged me with so much of love. What was your aura saying? What was your vibration saying? We think that we talk through words. Words are futile. Words are totally useless. Before we speak, our aura has already touched the other person's heart. ये जो बड़े बड़े corporates में सिखाते हैं ना, how to talk, how to gather that project and all that. I've been there, yes, but they don't teach you purify your aura. Have a clean, loving aura. Become a genuine person. Not one project will be lost because your aura will speak trust. These scriptures you think are not worthy of being implemented in the material world. They have no knowledge that we can use in the material world. I'm so sorry to tell you that all these motivational talkers, all these people who are going and giving around gyan are taking the essence of the scriptures only and nothing else. It is like कान इस तरफ से नहीं दूसरी तरफ से पकड़ लिया, but at the same time they are just touching the superficial level. They are not giving the depth of how we should act. Ramayana is looking at Ram, looking at Hanuman, implementing in our life, and then interacting with the world and see what happens. So over here, Hanuman's aura is speaking. अभी तक तो हनुमान जी ने बोलना ही नहीं चालू करा. So if you have that magnificent, pure, trustworthy aura, would it touch somebody else's heart? It is what comes from the heart that goes to the heart eventually. It is not the words. Mark it. Words are never useful enough. We don't have anything else, hence we use this poor source, poor medium. And then he says, Bor hriday preeti ati hoi, ki tum hari dasan bah koi. Bor hriday preeti ati hoi, ki tum ramu deen anuragi. Ayahu mohi karan bad bhagi. He said, who are you? My heart is filled with exceeding love at your sight. Or are you Sri Ram himself? See, Hanuman ji ko dekhkar, Vibhishan is feeling, are you Sri Ram himself? Who has come to help me, a poor soul, to liberate me, a poor soul. He has had mercy on me and he has come to grace me. Please tell me, I cannot take it anymore. So now he's saying, are you Narad? Are you the Sanat Kumars put together? Are you the greatest devotee? Are you one of the rishis? Or are you Ram himself? Because your aura resonates the aura of my Sri Ram. And you have come to bless me, this poor Vibhishan? Your grace has fallen upon me, the one who does not even deserve your grace. Tell me, who are you, Hanuman? Who are you? Just imagine, Hanumanji has not even opened his mouth yet. See, many times we tell people, right? The way you talk is going to impress or going to be the last impression or the first impression or whatever it is now. Words, your posture, everything is secondary. Your aura is the primary influencing element. What you carry in your heart shines through you. At that time, no words are needed. Purify your aura and then see how the world around you changes. When touched by a pure aura, even the most hideous of creatures, be it pythons or lions, they become calm. प्रमाण है हमारे शास्त्रों में, be it Buddha, be it such sages, the minute they would walk, the most hideous of creatures, the most fierce and violent of people, they calm down. Not a word is being uttered. So what is important? Your posture, your word, or your inner being? It is your inner being. That influence that Hanumanji is having on Vibhishan is because of his aura. Such strength in his aura that Vibhishan thinks it could be Sri Ram. Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman. तब हनुमंत की सब राम कथा निज नाम सुनत जुगल तन पुलक मन भगन सुमिर गुण ग्राम. At that time, Hanumanji revealed himself in front of Vibhishan. And he told the entire Ram Katha. He told him why he had come. He told him about his quest for Ma Sita. He told him about the entire journey where Sri Ram had empowered him to reach till here. And at that moment, Vibhishan, there was thrill going through Vibhishan's body. Over here they said, thereupon Hanuman told him all about Sri Ram, disclosed his identity as well. And the moment Vibhishan heard, this a thrill ran through the body of both. They were transported with joy at the thought of Sri Ram, the host of virtues. Thrill ran through the body of Vibhishan and the same thrill ran through the body of Hanuman. जब एक भक्त दूसरे भक्त से मिलता है ना, when one devotee meets another devotee, the Lord comes alive. And a devotee cannot meet another devotee without the Lord's grace. And over here, Vibhishan had met Shakshat Bhakti. And this Bhakti is elated. Hanumanji, the avatar of Bhakti, is elated by looking at another devotee who is no less. जब एक भक्त दूसरे भक्त से मिलता है ना, उसको भगवान मिल जाता है. भगवान मिल जाता है. जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम. श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुर सुधारी बरनउँ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फल चारी. हे प्रभु, तेरे चरणों की धूल से अपना मन शुद्ध करके ही तेरे नाम को लिया जा सकता है, वरना हम क्या है. This is how a bhakt feels. This is how a devotee feels. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O Vasudevaya. O Vasudevaya. राम लक्ष्मण जानकी, अब जय बोलो हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी और जय मेरे हनुमान की। राम लक्ष्मण जानकी और जय बोलो हनुमान की। 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 बोलो बजरंग बली की जय। जय श्री राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान, जय हनुमान।